See? Rah. See? Yeah. Rah. One with the force. See?
Empty chest. Good for storage.
Yeah! Skyward! Scatter!
Pew Let's continue our chat here. Okay, so do you have any ideas? Actually, I've already done a little bit of work on... No way, that's too risky. You mean it'd be too easy? No, it's not that. We shouldn't involve innocent students in this. Doing that would be ignoring the safety of my people for my own selfish goals. That's a good point. I've already tried that, but all the key members of the Academia, even the core 30 guards, intentionally avoid wearing their Akasha terminals. It seems that from the very beginning, they've been guarding against info leaks from the Akasha. Of course, it could also be because they're wary of me. Have you already caught the sage's attention? I'm guessing not yet, but distrusting me would make perfect sense. In any case, we're in the dark as of now. After all... Nahida, you're super smart. See, according to a popular theory from the Vahumana Darshan of the Academia... Okay, but aren't you the god of wisdom? Well, I've been thinking then I should find someone... You're saying we should... Oh, but actually... Setaria! We ran into her basically every... Paimon still remembers the smug and mean... I've always liked observing all kinds of people. She was born in the desert, and was hailed... Oh, Paimon didn't know she was from the desert. The name Setaria means star. When she lived in the desert, later on, soon after, the star began, but in the end, she couldn't give up the radiance of daytime. To cope with her shame, the star buried her guilt and closed her eyes. From the sound of it, Setaria... But she doesn't really... Indeed. When she's suppressing a lot of guilt, but before she realized it, she had all right. That way, from my past up tomorrow afternoon to prepare.
Yeah! Skyward! Scatter!
This should be Setaria's favorite fortune-telling spot. So should we... No, I already have enough information on Setar. Talking style and...
My poor lost lambs. Have you become troubled over your fates? The divine voice of wisdom often echoes between mine ears. If thou be blessed today by the gods, I may be able to show you the way.
Huh? Really? Nahida, you've been whispering things to her?
Shh! My friend here has some doubts regarding her future. Can we get a fortune reading for her?
Of course, of course. In that case... Uh-huh. It would seem that Harut and Marut are quite wary of you. Perhaps, at some time in the past, you have somehow offended the gods.
Only mocking the god of Animo, questioning the lord of Geo's financial savviness, and brawling with the god of Electro. Do those count?
Hmm?
Oh, nothing. Go on, pick an aspect for her to divine.
Health prospects. No? Oh. The gods have spoken. The truth shall be revealed. Your life shall continue on for... many tens of thousands of years? Impossible. Harut, Marut, did you two spoil my...
Actually, Paimon thinks this is probably the most...
I admit that the Orient...
Is that so?
If you were to bring some food offerings for Har...
Is this another one of Sataria's? Yep. It belongs to a king. His father, when I start talking with him.
Ah, dear customers. Would you like to look at some pottery?
We caught wind of your great craftsman.
Oh, I recognize you. Aren't you Miss...
Speaking of, where did you learn this trade?
I suppose you could say it all started with my dad. He's a mason by trade, but after that I began making...
That's nice.
Oh no, not anymore. A few years back, he fell from a roof and broke his leg.
I see. I'll have someone in charge of logistics at the guild come by another day for some goods. We'll leave you to it. Take care now.
No problem. Rest...
This should be our final stop. Sataria's always thinking of the... Nahida, you've really... It's my duty to protect Samari's citizens.
Hi there. I feel like I've seen you down by the docks before. Huh? If I recall...
That's right. After all, I grew up in Liyue, but I'm still discussing all...
What an admirable spirit for learning. Amazing.
Sure.
So this restaurant has a basement as well?
That's right. It's not usually open to patrons. Most of the time, employees use it for breaks or to hold private events.
I see. Guess that makes...
Thank you so much. As long as...
Yeah! Scatter! Skyward!
So, was that... Three familiar faces should be enough for Sataria. What's the point of all the... Sataria is already used to avoiding her problem. I remember you mentioned that the Eremites in Port Orm... Although it's all just a boatload of nonsense, the faith of her homeland may turn out to be Sataria's soft spot. Oh, Paimon gets it now! You want to take advantage of the guilt Sataria feels about her homeland. Although she knows she should return home to help the people of the desert. Well, King Deshret is long gone. And Sataria is also too smart to fall. If we simply engaged her under the guise of King Deshret's believers, she would... But if we were to borrow some of her cloaks... So, you mean... Yep. Possess them through the Akasha. Imply they've already converted to the faith of King Deshret, and then convey our made-up will of King Deshret. As long as everything goes smoothly, we'll get through... So that's how you're going to use all the info we collected on these people. It's so that... Exactly. Huh? Best of luck! That's no problem at all. I'll just share all their senses with you. That is... Although I've been observing humans for a while, I've never been... You're not wrong. It's always been painfully obvious whenever... If it was at all possible. Yeah, beat yourself up. Alright, then let's give it... Here she comes! Satori is here! Let's quietly follow her. Once she starts talking to her acquaintances, we'll find a safe spot to begin possessing them. As for how we'll sway her to our side, I'll leave that to you. Paimon's... Looks like they've already started talking. Let's find a hiding spot and get started.
That's right. You really can't force anything when it comes to love. And besides, everyone around me has a very different background and outlook. Are you still listening to me, Nabia?
Oh, of course I'm listening. You...
Okay then. Strange. Your cats seem pretty... I always thought they were quiet, happy kitties. Oh, what are their names again? Ah, that's right. They are just little darlings, aren't they? Harut and Marut.
So, which fortune do you want me to read?
I'd like to get another reading on my love prospects, but to be perfectly honest with you...
A mess?
Well, could you do a reading on how long it'll take me to finish my current
I hear you. No, The gods are asking, Sitaria.
Why haven't I gone... home? To the...
Sitaria, why don't you just go home? It's a demand now instead of a question. The gods seem to be truly upset.
I'm sorry. I know I failed the gods. Please pass on my most sincere apologies and ask for their divine forgiveness. And, if I may ask, Nabia, is there a specific god who's speaking to you right now?
What an inconsiderate and naive question. The god who is speaking to me is, of course, the wisest and mightiest of all, King Deshret.
King Deshret? No wonder he would make such... Even though news of King Deshret's resurrection has been spreading like wildfire, it's all just a misinformation campaign from the academia. How can King Deshret still exist in real life?
What insolence! I am King Deshret's most loyal believer. Do you wish to refute his voice of wisdom?
Oh, no. As a child of the desert, I am only reveling in his power upon learning that his divine glory has touched even this city. I will think very carefully about his demand of me. I'm sorry. I must go now.
Wait!
Whoa! She just ran off it. Well done. Sitaria didn't seem to suspect anything amiss. To have something she's been trying desperately to avoid show up out of nowhere and berate her, that must have shaken her to the core. Aw, Nahida, it's all I know are some abstract Haravatop theories. In any case, anyway, enough of that. He's out of Keem's now, right on cue. Let's get ready to possess him right away.
It's okay. I just got caught up in something. Oh, actually, didn't you ask me to help you look for work? What? Oh, right. Your old man's Speaking of, how's... Oh, that's good to hear. I've been... Actually, while we're talking...
Yeah, he's been retired there.
If you could find the time, please write him a letter. Let him know that recently he has a quick temper and has always been a devout follower of the Dendro Archon.
Oh? So, who are you siding with? I'm so jealous of you. You were born a child of the desert, yet you chose to betray...
Akeem, you don't mean...
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise King Deshret? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who still can't pick a side?
Can't pick a side? Me?
Whoa! Paimon had no idea you'd be so good at this! You really zeroed in on the issue, but once everything... Come on! Sitaria's already started talking with Shishan!
So, Shishan, have you, as if someone was trying to preach to you about...
Oh, right. Speaking of strength, I celebrated the Sub-Zerus festival so many...
Wait, how could you be aware of that? That should be...
Are you still failing to realize that the Academia's lowly...
Shishan, don't tell...
What an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be... In reality, shouldn't you be the one who...
Please, please stop!
Even now, Sitaria's still trying to run from her... She can no longer justify... Hey, she's trying to talk to the guard! This is the most important part...
Mercenary, you're a member of the Corps of 30, correct?
Please, try to remain calm, miss.
Heretics are infiltrating the city, and they've already converted many residents to their side.
Heretics? What kind of
King Deshret! Many people I know have suddenly started believing in him, but he's long dead. It's...
Miss Sitaria,
you know...
King Deshret is immortal, and all who defy him will one... You must face the truth, Sitaria. You tread a treacherous path, child of King Deshret. Never forget that the desert that belongs to you lies elsewhere.
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise King Deshret? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who still can't pick a side?
What an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed for becoming a believer of King Deshret.
Sitaria, why haven't you gone home?
It seems that I've also been running from my guilt this whole time. But no matter how much I may try to ignore or get rid of it...
You won't necessarily lose your research opportunities by facing...
How do you know me so well? Are you truly just a believer of King Deshret? Or are you the god himself?
That's not important. The important thing is to... If you could provide some assistance in...
I've actually never believed in the gods. but I've always believed in serendipity. Please tell me, what?
How much do you know?
I was just one of the designers for the massed dream harvest scheme, but I know very little about the full scope of the overall project. I'd assume that I've just been working to meet. However, there's something that's been really bothering me. I heard that a scholar who was previously expelled has returned to the city.
To fight against the academia, we will.
It should be possible if we're willing to take some risks. After all, I'm in a... One thing, though. I won't be able to transfer the documents to you through the Akasha once I get... let me see... let's use the most...
The academia entrance.
Don't worry about that. I'm only suggesting this location because it'll draw more scrutiny for me to leave the academia again. It'll be safest for me to distract the guards long enough to hand you the documents.
All right, I trust you.
So,
that'll depend on the judgment of the Dendro...
The Dendro Archon. That's right. Her people are the ones we have Maybe it's time for me to find a...
Just as Nahida predicted, we've managed to bring the Traveler's execution was ingenious. Well, now that we've made plan... Pray? But if we're going to pray to the gods, No. The truth is the true guardian of scholars. I've always believed that. Anyway...